moved to Manchester. I got involved with Adidas. I worked in a clothes shop part-time with two girls who worked on the door of the Hacienda. I was supposed to be in Manchester to go to college. I ended up in Manchester going to Adidas parties instead, many of which were held in Blackburn. Early 90s, just after Adidas, I kind of lost my way for a few years, and I stopped partying and I stopped drinking at the end of 1993, and I've not partied or drank since 1993. I've been on the wagon ever since. After that, I reapplied to college in Preston. I was put on probation for my first semester of college because I didn't know if I'd be able to handle being in an educational environment because of my background. I went through college. I did 2 years there, and then I did a year in London doing internships. At the age of 27, I was working for free, trying to just build contacts because I didn't know anybody in this industry that I work in now. I had a part-time job in a clothes shop in London, so I was living in a box room in Ireland, eating out the bargain freezer at Iceland at 27 years old. You know, I was a late starter because I got lost for a few years, like I say, in the late teens and the early 20s. I graduated in the late 90s from Preston. I worked my arse off when I was there because when I decided to go back to education, I realised what the opportunities were around here. A few of my mates had gone to jail, a few of my mates were dead, and I just thought, if I don't make something of this, then you know it's not going to happen for me around here. And so I finished my degree with first class honours, and because I've got an obsessive personality, and if I get into something, I absolutely focus on that. So I came out of there, I moved back to London, I signed on for, I graduated in June and I signed on until the following February when I got offered a job at Adidas. I got the job at Adidas. I worked on a thing called entertainment promotions. When I worked on entertainment promotions, what it was in the late 90s, Adidas was just a pure sportswear company. They didn't have the division that's now known as Adidas Originals. It was just sport. And because of Britpop, they had everybody from Oasis to the Spice Girls wearing Adidas, and they were getting all these requests, and they needed somebody to be the kind of custodian of that, the arbiter of what was right to get involved in and what wasn't. They didn't pay anybody who wasn't an athlete, so it was purely based on relationships. So it was my job to build and maintain relationships on behalf of Adidas with the entertainment industry. So when that second half there, when you come down and see all them autographed shoes, a lot of them autographed shoes are from people that I worked with in my time doing entertainment promotions. I got, you know, because I come from quite a different background to a lot of people who work inside Adidas. You know, I'd grown up with the brand and I knew a lot about the brand. I got promoted into the global marketing team, and then within a couple of years I became global head of my department. So I used to have to manage a team in London, I managed a team in Los Angeles, I managed a couple of people in Tokyo and a couple of people in Germany. And then after about 10 years I went freelance. So I did an agreement with Adidas where they now retain me as a consultant. I work for myself. I have two contracts with Adidas. One's to work on specialised projects like what we've done here in Blackburn. The other one is to design a range called Adidas Spezial, which I started designing back in 2013. We did the global launch of Adidas Spezial in Manchester as part of a thing called Design Manchester back in 2014. And we had it in London previous to that, and then we took it to Paris and we took it to Moscow, but we've not touched it since then. And it took a lot for me to get this off the ground in a town like Blackburn. You know, going to Adidas, trying to convince them to do a project like this in what is one of the top 10 poorest towns in Europe was no mean feat. So what we had to do was we had to get funding from the Arts Council first. And I went to Adidas and said, look, I've got a massive shoe collection. I've got some money from the Arts Council. I'm going to do an exhibition in Blackburn. And I said, it'll be a good exhibition. I said, but if you put some money in and support it, we can make it a great exhibition. And so they were very sceptical because of the location of where it is. As it's turned out, we've had, just in the 9 days that it's been open, we've far surpassed every exhibition we did previously in all the major cities. This has really captured people's imaginations, and it's made the Adidas, I think, you know, a there's a lot of conversations going on internally now about